The Full Melt Show is intended for a mature audience. It contains adult themes, adult content, and sometimes adult language. Listener discretion is advised.
Full Melt.
John Sherrick reporting tonight, and local parents are fighting to get their children potentially life-changing medicine. They're furious over a federal government decision. Today, the DEA said marijuana has no medical use, and it should be in the same category as heroin. Chris Hopper spoke to legislators and parents fighting for medical marijuana in Georgia. And Chris, this is just a huge fight that has been going on for many years, but this is a big blow to them.
Jeff, tonight I talked to that legislator. I've talked to parents. They say the federal government just flat out got it wrong. They believe marijuana is medicine. Jennifer Conforti challenges anyone who doesn't think marijuana is medicine. So look at the girl in these videos from 2 years ago and compare her.
She started biting her arm, horribly so.
To this little girl who can laugh and joke about it now.
Just like that, except it was a lot worse.
You can't legally use medical marijuana to treat autism here in Georgia, but for 2 years, Conforti has been giving it to her daughter, Abby.
Ravenous. She couldn't not bite herself, and she bit herself bloody and bruised.
When she realized this grocery bag full of prescriptions she still keeps,
I don't even know what that did either.
wasn't doing the job, and marijuana was.
It is medicine, and it works. And it works for a lot of people. It works for a lot of people I know personally. It works for people all over the country. It works for people all over the world. And it's been working for thousands of years.
But tonight, the federal government disagrees. The DEA's decision surprised Macon Representative Alan Peake, the man who has been fighting for medical marijuana in Georgia.
Crystallizes that this really is a states' rights issue. Clearly, we cannot wait on an inept federal government to make good, positive decisions for its citizens.
But we uncovered emails earlier this year that showed Georgia Governor Nathan Deal isn't budging on this issue as long as marijuana is a Schedule I drug.
Hi, sugar. Are you my baby?
For now, the Confortis fight on whether or not what they're doing is illegal.
It's night and day. There's no question.
And the DEA's report basically says there's no scientific evidence that marijuana is safe and effective in treating a specific disorder. Basically, the risks do not outweigh the benefits. But the patients and the parents who we continue to talk to over and over about this issue just do not agree.
All right, Chris, thank you.
It's the Full Melt Show.
Are you high? What are you talking about?
This is the Full Melt.
The Full Melt Show. A marijuana discussion about news, culture, politics, and lifestyle. TheFullMelt.com. Toll free. 844-420-TALK. 844-420-TALK.
All right, so we got to get a new show open going on is what we got to do. I think I have some components for a new show open, but I haven't made a new show open yet. Hello and welcome to the Full Melt Show. I'm Steve Green here with the Mad Blaster. Hello.
Hey, what's up, guys?
And we are doing the show live again. Got a little late on the air today, though.
Just a smidge.
What's that?
Just a smidge.
About 10 minutes late on the air. Sorry about the delay on the show. Some people actually do sit and wait for the show to happen. They're like, wait a minute, what's going on? Now, so the reason we got to do a new show open is because the 844-420 talk number doesn't work anymore. There was an issue with it anyways because it was an 800 number I got hosted through some I think it was called Grasshopper. And the Grasshopper service didn't like to just like directly transfer the number. Like it wanted to interrupt. You know, it wanted to like say, "Hey, thank you for calling the such and such phone number. Hang on a second while we reach your extension." And it's just irritating. Like it doesn't like it should just transfer right to you. There shouldn't be like an interrupting message. So I think we started to fish around for another 800 number. And so now we got, I think we either have one or are working on one or something. But I thought I had components for a new show intro. It might even, I don't know. Maybe we have a new show open and it's got the new 800 number on it, and I just don't know because I've been Yeah, I got to dig up the show open pieces. So the number that you want to call is not the 844-420 number, but so I'm going to give you a regular number. It's not a toll-free number, which I don't think, does anybody care about toll numbers anymore? Matt?
I don't, so I don't know.
I'm just trying to figure out the feel and the day and the age. I feel like I need an 800 number. Like if there's an 800 number and a regular number, I'll call either one out of convenience, not because
yeah, I'm sure you're fine just with the regular number, man.
Didn't need a free number. But back in the day, man, those 800 numbers meant a lot because
that was a whole different thing.
Yeah. But I don't think anybody cares about the free thing anymore because the old lattice system that AT&T used to employ is all broken up now. In fact, I laughed at AT&T when I think when I had the studio lines installed, I had it first by AT&T because I think I wanted just regular ground lines, like landlines. And when I got them, they were like, "Oh yeah, there's going to be a toll charge when you call over there." And I'm like, "Wait a minute, what?" Yeah, it's this much a month, but then you got to pay for each line, and then also you're going to have to pay for the if you call over there, you have to. And if you call over there, it's going to be more expensive. Dude, we had Johan Hari on the show one night, and we called him from our AT&T international dialing number, and it was still like he was live from London, and it was still like a $120 call.
Shit.
It's crazy. But see, if you did that with I don't think you could do it with a cell phone because you still got to do it with the international system. You still have to do it at an international phone rate. But you could still make that phone call on a cell phone for like maybe $5.
Yeah.
It was an hour-long call.
Right.
But back in the day, that would have been like a $600 call. And in fact, I think AT&T originally tried to charge me $600 for that call.
Oh.
Yeah, like $10 a minute. $1 a minute or something.
Damn.
Well, it was what? How much was it? Whatever. It was like $600. But I'm like, hello. I called and had the stupid call feature put on there, so I don't know why you're charging me like that. So the number you want to call is a 248 number. It's 248-278-8067. I was hoping to give you enough time to get a pen or a pencil, or maybe open up the browser, the little window that you type into. The show's number once again 248-278-8067. It's hard to remember those kind of numbers. I'd like to have something more easy to remember. That's why the 420 talk thing worked really well. Because I didn't have to remember it because, hey, what's your number? Oh, it's 844-420 talk.
Right.
I'm doing the same thing I noticed myself just now that I consult other people in the radio and talk business not to do, which is to just chain rush words together. 844-420 talk. It's like, wait a minute. Okay, I understood it. But if I was a little slow, I'd have to have you say it again. And I'm only mostly sure that I heard what you said. People should talk clear.
Enunciate.
And distinctly. Use some diction. Little diction for you. All right, so getting back to serious business. At the front of the show, you heard this business about Georgia. And the fact that they're angry that they're not getting medical marijuana there in Georgia this year. There is no such thing as medical marijuana in the state of Georgia. We grow peaches here, not pot. Peaches, not pot. That's our campaign. And the deal is that they still have the same. Look, if I was lived in Georgia, if I was an Atlanta liver, Atlanta's got to be a great city to live in. It's like a mini Chicago. And Chicago's like a mini New York. It's like the mini of the mini.
The mini.
They call it Hotlanta. It's, I guess, the downtown scene in Atlanta, as far as I know, is much like the Miami scene. It's just a lot further north.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Except,
Atlanta's not a beachfront property like Miami. All those people, have you ever been to Miami?
No, I don't believe.
Oh, they're so snooty down there. The people like in North Miami Beach, like if you're not super pretty, oh, you better get off the sidewalk because you're going to get snooted and pushed off by like somebody's eyes. Like a whole group of people are just going to push you off with their eyes. It's terrible. If you're not super, perfect looking in almost every way, they will literally socially shove you off the road. They're like, look, you don't belong. Your type don't belong down here. Yeah, you got a little bit of a crook in your nose right there. No, you're not acceptable. You got to go. The township ordinance says you're not pretty enough to be here.
The township ordinance.
The city ordinance in Miami, North Miami Beach says if you're not pretty above this level, you have to be actually in the water and submerged.
Damn.
I'm just saying, if you go to Miami, be prepared to be extra groomed and make sure that they always see your good side. I'll
grow the beard extra scruff.
Oh yeah, they would have a bikers rally with you in a heartbeat down there. So they're not happy in Georgia about not being able to. I'd be mad if I had a kid that had an issue with medical marijuana, that needed medical marijuana, and my kid was seizing, or even levels below that. I'd be upset that I couldn't use this as a treatment because I've got no other viable option.
Well, what really got me is in that interview, you heard them say something along the lines of the risk doesn't outweigh the benefit. And I think that's exactly why people use medical marijuana, is because the risk factor is just so low.
You're right. I mean, that struck a bell with me, too, when they said that, because that's the reason that the DEA left the schedule, which is really what that story was about. Because, see, if the DEA... Here's what I mean by Georgia's not getting medical marijuana is this. The DEA is the ones that have the ability to change or reschedule marijuana and take it off the CSA list altogether, or they could reschedule it into another category. There is a methodology prescribed by law that they must follow in making those changes if they decide to do it. They haven't been able to, after many petitions by many hugely vetted, lots of data and information to back it up kind of thing. Organizations, nonprofit organizations like Americans for Safe Access, sued the DEA twice to get this rescheduled. And they turned down both of those petitions. Another petition was just recently turned down again. I don't know who was the petitioner. It may have even been the DEA themselves looking into, changing this. Or it might have been somebody from another department asking, maybe congressman or something. Made a request that the DEA reschedule. I know that was part of the story. But either way, if they had rescheduled it to a Schedule 2, then it takes it off the list of no accepted medical use, and the thing that you said, which was risks outweigh the benefits. That's what keeps it in Schedule 1. If they had taken it out of Schedule 1, the people in Georgia could get medical marijuana despite state law, because federal law doesn't prohibit it anymore. We'll be right back with more.
You're getting the full melt.
If you missed the last Full Melt show,
you missed a lot.
There's King Tut. You know what I wanted to bring up, King Tut? But they actually dug up in Russia some ancient bongs. They're like 2,400 years old.
Yes, that's fucking awesome.
They're golden.
Oh, my God.
2 ancient golden bongs found in the Arctic tundra of Russia.
They were getting high, man. Yeah.
And I guess they traced it back to the early tribes that populated, the Russian tundra. Those tribes used to war against each other, and they would get high on the opium and the cannabis before going to war. Go figure. I'm just saying, there's somebody was selling golden bongs. And get your golden bongs here, golden bongs. It had to be really hard back in those days to come up with gold, except for maybe Colombian gold.
Oh, my God.
Hey, the trade winds are blowing smoke in your face.
Imagine a world where patients can use marijuana like any other medicine. The Marijuana Patients Organization challenges the status quo by helping our neighbors to enjoy a better quality of life. Visit the MPO at marijuanapatients.org and enjoy informative articles, engaging debates, and information about treatments, doctors, and dispensaries in your area. Over 50,000 people have registered at marijuanapatients.org since 2010. Join us at the Marijuana Patients Organization today, marijuanapatients.org.
When you need legal help, you don't want to guess at who's standing next to you in court. And when it comes to a medical marijuana defense, it's even smarter to partner with a lawyer before you need one. Based in Royal Oak, David Rudoy has a proven history of not being afraid to take your case all the way to the Supreme Court and win. Find the law offices of Rudoy Law
at RudoyLaw.com.
RudoyLaw.com is a quick reference on your rights concerning Michigan medical marijuana
and up-to-date news.
That's RUDOI Law.com. Call 248-935-9074 now and talk about your legal needs, because at RudoyLaw.com, we don't just stand up for you, we stand up with you.
What's up with these things, Victor?
We decided to give ourselves stickers for each feature we release.
We read about 10,000 suggestions a week to create features that, as traders, we'd want to use.
10,000 suggestions? Who reads all of those?
He does.
For all the confidence you need, TD Ameritrade. You got this.
We need coffee.
Got it right here.
Cups.
12-ounce, 8-ounce recyclable.
Creamers, sweeteners, stirrers, filters.
Creamers, sweeteners, stirrers, filters, K-Cups.
Hazelnut, French vanilla, French roast, dark, light, medium, bold, extra bold.
And decaf.
Why would you say that? Why would you say that? Why would you say that?
No reason.
Free shipping for awards members every day. Staples, make more happen.
Play-Doh Compound can help kids practice communication skills. Start by presenting the visual of the letter or word. Then ask them to mold the Play-Doh compound into the shape of the letters. It's an effective way to foster speech and even writing.
It's the Full Melt Radio Show. Oh, man, it's been a rough day there, Mad Blaster.
It's Friday, right?
It is Friday.
Awesome.
Got to see if we can get Joe to do the Butters update.
Butters.
We tried to do the Butters update the other day. It didn't work. Should we just, whip it out of the bag right now and do the Butters update now?
Whip it out of the bag. Yeah, we can try it, man.
Let's just see what we can get. We got the secret stash bag sitting over here with a Butters update in it. Let's see if we can drag it out. First, I'm going to light my cigarette. I shouldn't be smoking cigarettes on the pot show.
How did you get my lighter again?
I don't know. You always...
No, that's magic. No, that was a magic trick.
Mad Blaster's lighter always ends up on this side of the table. That's what happens. So, let's call the Joe Brown. See if we can get a Butters update. It needs to happen.
We need it. It needs it. It's
now
crucial.
He's probably hanging out at a Myers somewhere in Grand Rapids. Who knows? I think we called him before on the Facebook, didn't we? Because I didn't have his actual number,
yes.
And then we tried his number. No, we didn't. We didn't have the number.
You called him on the Facebook.
Okay, let's try it this way. We'll do it that way then. The Joe Brown on the Facebook. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do a phone call on the radio. That is on the
Butters update.
Well, it is going to be a Butters update, but it's going to be the phone call is going to be on the Facebook. It's going to be a Facebook call. So it's a Facebook Messenger call. Let's see if we can get the Joe.
The Joe.
Here comes Joe.
Joe.
It's going to be bunk, 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 bunk. Bunk, 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 bunk. There it is.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, Joe.
That was fast.
How you doing?
I'm doing okay. Did you survive the rain out there? Did you get some rain?
Oh, we got slammed, buddy.
Really?
Flash flooding.
Yeah, see, I figured it because you were in that low-lying, swampy area that you were going to get a lot of incoming water. Incoming!
Yo, like for 20 minutes, we had about 3 foot here in the creek, which is like, you go, that's not much, but it really is, because you're talking, it's like 12 feet across where there's water, like an area 12 feet wide.
That's crazy.
Yeah, 3 foot deep when it's normally like 6 inches deep and like 1 foot wide.
So the creek turned into a raging river there for a minute.
Yeah, for 20 minutes, man. It was crazy. I was like, whoa.
Did you get out the inner tubes and start surfing?
No. I got that neuropathy pretty bad on my right side right now, so I'm using a cane. I mean, I have to be careful just walking around right now.
I forgot. All my friends are gimps like me.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, look, I'd be tubing that shit up anyways. I'd be like, I don't care if I can't feel this side. I'm trying not to feel the other one.
Should have seen the goats when the storm come in. I couldn't get them to stop. I had to. They were so scared from the water, they won't come out of the barn. It took an hour after it was over. I just got them out of the barn a few minutes ago. They were terrified of the water.
So the goats are have the hydrophobia.
Oh, yeah, big time, man. I mean, I don't know if you've ever had much time around goats, but they don't like water. They're kind of like a cat. They don't want nothing to do with it unless you're drinking it.
I don't hang out with the goats too much. When I was a kid, I used to hang out. My best friend when I was in elementary school, actually in middle school, my best friend had a family farm, a small family farm, nothing big. I mean, they didn't even really grow any. They had a small garden, but they had goats and rabbits and some chickens, I think. But yeah, his goat was always coming around and trying to push me over.
And Butters.
Like Butters.
Just like Butters, man. He's aggressive.
Well, the goat that he had now, they would grind his horns down. They would do something to grind his horns down so he couldn't really hurt you. Like he'd headbutt you, but he couldn't like horn you.
Gotcha. I think the thing we're going to do, because we don't want to cut his horns. Excuse me. We don't want to cut his horns.
You need a break
I think
there?
It was either you or... yeah, I'm taking a little break here.
Play a little Smoke on the Water for you?
Yeah. We're going to put tennis balls. I think it was you who might have mentioned it. We're going to put tennis balls on the ends of them. And, not super glue them, but they got the Gorilla Glue, and it won't hurt them. And it'll glue the balls right on there. And then we don't have to worry about them. It's not the hurt. Like when he hurts me, it's not because he rammed me. It's because he side horns me, and it goes into my flesh.
Yeah, the side horning hurts. Like,
yeah.
Hey, stop doing that goat move, or I'm going to tape some stuff on my head and do it back.
So on a different note, though, did you hear that they raided one of the 7606 research hemp facilities today?
No, I had no idea about this.
In Kentucky, it's on my Facebook.
Oh wait,
my buddy.
Yeah. News break, news flash from Joe Brown out at the hemp farm with the Butters update. There has been a raid, and it was in Kentucky.
Yeah, there's a raid in Kentucky, but nothing happened. They showed up, 15 officers. The woman was about 60, who was the farmer, 60-year-old woman. They show up 15 cops deep. And demand that she opens up her greenhouse. Oh my God, you got pot in here. She said, "Sir, this is hemp." It was a big old deal. My buddy Chad Wilson, that was one of his farmers, and he called me and told me, and he's like, "Hey, when you see me post it on Facebook, share it, because I mean we go through great lengths. We give GPS coordinates of where the plants go in. It's very there's no way that you could screw this up, and they still screwed it up. So I don't know what's going on.
Wait a minute, you're telling me that they had a picture map with dots on there showing latitude and longitude coordinates, and they still couldn't figure out that this was a hemp farm.
Yeah, and they still showed up and they were convinced it was marijuana.
I'm not sending the cops my annual Christmas coloring book this year.
So, there's going to be something that's different about Kentucky than most states is that we have a very extensive research program, and it's blessed by the DEA as much as the DEA can bless something. But they've loosened the restrictions on research. Just a couple days ago when they were going to supposedly reclassify, they never happened. Well, one of the things they did, though, is loosen the vice up a little bit on the research end, and made us feel a little better, because some of the things we were looking for that were kind of gray in our industry, they were able to loosen it enough so that they weren't gray anymore.
So you're talking.
So it wasn't a total loss.
Wait, you're talking about the DEA's decision to leave marijuana as Schedule 1. However, there's some pressure right now from the inside at the Obama administration, asking them to do a lot more research, open research. And didn't they allow people, other schools? Isn't part of that to allow other schools besides the university? Wait, Joe. Besides the University of Mississippi, because that's the only place that you can grow it right now. The federal government grows it at U of M.
That's correct.
And then at University,
and that's done through the NIDAS, I believe it is, and it's basically it's the National
Institute for Drug Abuse.
Yeah, for drug abuse.
NIDA is in control of all that.
NIDA, that's right. Yeah, I deal with all these agencies, and I get them mixed up, from the FDA to the USDA. Sometimes I don't know which ones I'm talking to.
It's the federal alphabet soup out there.
Oh, it sure is.
All right, so the deal is the DEA said no to rescheduling, but and I think there's still a hanging, isn't there some hanging chads there left, Joe?
Yeah, very, very hanging. So now, we're an industrial hemp company, but marijuana and industrial hemp aren't that far off when it comes to the government, because the USDA really ultimately is going to make the decisions with the FDA. on
Right.
marijuana and hemp
Right.
because of the cannabinoid profiles.
Sure.
Recently, a week ago, the Department of Marijuana Regulations in Colorado sent a letter and showed up at all the facilities, all the dispensaries and provisioning centers, and made them pull all their CBD products off of their shelf because the state of Colorado has deemed it Schedule 1 CBD.
Really?
Hey, yeah, that sounds pretty good, too.
See, I get the advantage of turning the mic off if I have to cough. You can still hear me cough, but the audience can't hear me cough.
That's great.
So I'm just saying that the situation now in Colorado is more tenuous or less tenuous? You said they made them pull all their CBD.
More tenuous. They've pulled CBD off the shelves if they're calling it hemp. You know, like they're saying, look, it's marijuana. It's a controlled substance. You know, you can't sell it the way you've been selling it.
So wait a minute. They're telling the dispensaries that they can't sell the hemp product now.
Unless it's under the auspices of marijuana. It cannot be sold and shipped all over the country without being a research product and having
I get
permission.
that. I get that. But you're saying that they were shipping the hemp products across the country, but not the pot products.
Correct.
And they were saying you got to pull your hemp products. They pulled them off. Like they won't even.
Yeah. Well, we have customers in Colorado that they wanted them to pull our products off. We had to send our paperwork in and show them we were 7606 compliant, which is the federal spending bill in 2014 has a section in it for industrial hemp research, which is 7606, section 548 and 549.
Look, is your numbers?
They actually outline in detail what we're allowed to do and not to do.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's just nuts. Do you still remember the number for the federal patent on cannabis?
I do not know it off the top of my head, but it does exist.
Oh yeah, no,
and in more than one patent. There's some for anxiety. There's some. I mean, there's 7 or 8 different patents for THC in relationship to marijuana that have different medical purposes. You know, that's another thing. They say it has no medical purposes, yet the federal government did this week. But there's 4 to 6 patents, at least 4, and there may be as many as 7 for marijuana containing THC above 0.3%.
Yeah, but wasn't there a number, a specific number that was the U.S. government's federal patent on marijuana?
There is. There's an actual federal patent. I mean, how is something that has no medical value has a patent number? So it's just a slap in the face.
I want to get a T-shirt with 6630507 on it.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is.
Wow.
So I think.
Apologize. I usually know that kind of stuff, but I'm just a little over medicated today. I'm not feeling well.
I wasn't feeling well either. I think it might be the weather. I don't know. But I think that would be a great T-shirt if you had a T-shirt that said 6630507 on it and nothing else. I think people would be like,
yeah, because only some of us know what that is. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. You know, the kids were getting kicked out of school because they would go and show up in school with the chemical symbol for THC on their shirt.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, you can't wear that here because only the science teacher knew. Like everybody else was like, what is that? Science teacher's like, duh.
So I got another one for you. This is a weird thing.
Smack me with
it. Michigan State University, you know, we work with them a little bit.
MSU?
And the last time I spoke to them, they were waiting for their clearance from the DEA in Detroit to get the seeds imported. And and I haven't confirmed this yet, but it looks like the DEA may have rejected their request of Michigan State. I cannot confirm this yet, but I have heard a nasty rumor that is the current situation. And I have not got a response back from the agriculture department from Dr. Bueller there. He's the head of the department. He's a friend of mine. He hasn't said anything, so he may not be able to even talk about it. But it's pretty scary because Michigan State's one of the leading agriculture colleges, not just in the state, but
sure.
in the country. And to have them not get their seeds if this is true and then not to report it is scary to me. It implies, to me, it sends the message that Now, that they didn't just get told no; they were told you better not tell anybody either.
They were they were just told no. They were told hell no.
Yeah, this is, and again, I haven't confirmed it yet, but in the hemp world, this is a pretty big deal. We got one of the most major agricultural colleges in the world in Lansing being, basically their seeds haven't arrived is what I'm being told. If they haven't arrived, that means that the DEA did not give them permission to do it, essentially, which is pretty scary in a medical marijuana state that you can't grow hemp.
I'm just surprised that they actually got the DEA to stop playing Pictionary long enough to tell them no. No laughs.
Yeah, well, where
zero
I
laughs.
like to be
Zero laughs given.
It was all right. It was so-so.
I just, we have a DEA permit, import permit, and I'm really grateful to God for it, that we have that. And I wouldn't want them to misunderstand, us wanting to protect our own rights as being objectionist to the DEA. Because, they got a tough job to do. They're dealing with some real dirt bags. And I just don't think – I think they're behind right now. So it's been a prohibitionist mindset for since the 30s. And this is – how do you take someone from the 30s, a government agency, and in a couple of years tell them, hey, look, you got to reverse everything that your whole department was built on?
Well, yeah, they did it already once. You know who did that?
Yeah, I believe it was under the Hoover administration, if I'm correct, right?
But do you know who was in charge at the time? Harry
I don't.
Harry Anslinger. He took over the Department
of... Anslinger. Yeah, that's the Anslinger deal. Yeah,
he took over the Department of Alcohol and ended up basically turning it into what is now the DEA.
Yeah. Well, they had to keep... These guys had to have jobs. I get it. I understand it.
Yeah, but they could have given
it doesn't make it right.
Back in those days, especially, they could have given them jobs building the damn roads and dams and stuff. For Christ's sake, there's a dam named after Hoover.
Yeah, I get it.
It wasn't built
prohibitionist mindset.
The dam wasn't built Trump style, like we'll just make the Mexicans pay for it. The Mexicans are going to build it. The Mexicans are going to pay for it.
Yeah, right.
I'm
a conservative, I'm not voting for Trump. I'll say that on the radio.
They actually put U.S. workers to work and paid them for it and basically trained them for new construction jobs.
Yeah,
which you
don't want them just doing constructions. We got an epidemic here. You want them to make the steel in the mill. You want them to make everything that goes to all those projects has to be made domestically, not imported in. Everything's got to come right from here. That's how you get rid of all of this chaos and problems we have here financially in our country.
There you go. Well, Joe,
you hear the goat screaming.
Joe, I can hear the goat screaming in the background. Are they still pissed off about the water?
Yeah, she's screaming right now because they got to go across the creek.
All right, listen. Thanks for the Butters update, Joe. We're going to break, but
okay. Well, listen, man. Say hi to everybody, and I hope everybody has a blessed day.
Thank you so much. That's the Reverend Joe Brown out there at the Michigan Hemp Farm.
You're getting the Full Melt.
If you missed the last Full Melt show,
you missed a lot.
In Sanilac County, the police took plants that just got cut down, took the big stalks, went and laid them out, dried them out, and then trimmed up the marijuana and put it into jars and used that against somebody in the court of law. So it's we're paying police officers to trim marijuana now.
For their pretend caregivers. They got on their little maid's outfits, and they got their little gloves on and their little scissors, and they're all happy playing with the weed.
The Full Melt Show is live 7 to 8 Eastern on thefullmelt.com.
Attention. Get ready to write down a very important number.
Michael does not know how to fail. Second place is loser.
If you have a medical marijuana case and need legal representation, call the best, attorney Michael Comorn.
He's very passionate in the courtroom.
Getting the best outcome requires quick legal action, and it needs to start with one call, toll-free to attorney Michael Comorn. 800-656-3557. Write it down, 800-656-3557.
Michael Comorn gave us our life back.
Attorney Michael Comorn. Vigorous criminal defense.
Ram trucks are reaching new heights when it comes to capability and efficiency. The Ram Heavy Duty is the most capable full-size pickup on the road today. And the Ram 1500 is the most fuel-efficient full-size pickup ever. So what does that mean? It means Ram trucks are built for the long haul. Ram, America's longest-lasting pickups.
RootMetrics, in the nation's largest independent study, tested wireless performance across the country. Verizon won big with 153 state wins. AT&T got 38, Sprint got 2, and T-Mobile got 0. Verizon also won first in the U.S. for data, call, speed, and reliability. AT&T got text. Stuck on an average network? Join Verizon, and we'll cover your cost to switch.
Introducing Sacred Elements, a place for natural and alternative healing for the mind, body, and soul. Sacred Elements. It's one place, all solutions.
Registered, licensed, certified, ordained.
Sacred Elements.
Massage, hypnosis, Reiki.
Sacred Elements.
Raindrop, aroma and color therapy, body detox, ministry, life coaching, weight and nutrition counseling.
Sacred Elements. Next to the Sweet Leaf, 400 South Dorr Highway, Flint.
11 to 7 daily, closed Sunday.
Call 810-259-2570.
Play-Doh Compound can help kids practice communication skills. Start by presenting the visual of the letter or word. Then ask them to mold the Play-Doh compound into the shape of the letters. It's an effective way to foster speech and even writing.
Hey, it's Steve Green for the Sweet Leaf in Flint, because now getting safe access to medical cannabis patients in Flint, Michigan is never more welcoming. Presenting the Sweet Leaf, a brand new patient experience, bringing 12 carefully selected caregivers housed in 9 separate offices to distinctly assist you with their knowledge and reputation for excellent patient care. Classes and training coming soon in the large community room. Check it out in person, 400 South Dorr Highway, or call 810-259-2571. The Sweet Leaf Center in Flint, 810-259-2571.
My name is Kubo.
When people say Kubo, they're talking about the best animated movie of the year.
Whoa, show off.
Kubo is captivating.
You got my attention.
Kubo is charming.
Don't even. Grumpy monkey.
Kubo is an unforgettable adventure that will delight fans of all ages.
Like me?
Yes! Oh boy.
Kubo in theaters and Real D3D. Rated PG.
It's the Full Melt Radio Show. Hey, Matt.
I'm Matt. That's me.
So we were talking the other day about maybe doing a contest.
Yeah.
Phone contest.
Yeah, I remember that.
With the 1s and the 9s.
Yeah.
I think we should. Yeah. So I'll just to review. So like if we had 2 people on the phone at the same time, and we asked them a question that they had to respond in by, the way they would hit the buzzer, and the way we would determine caller number 1, because it would be this lower number. Oh, I got to do this. Try this again. So that's the lower number, and then the other caller, they would buzz in with the higher number being 9, so you could tell who buzzed in first.
Right.
I think it's a great idea. It's not my idea. We used to do this on the radio in Detroit for contests sometimes, like in the middle of a show. But I think it would be fun if we did name that marijuana tune.
Yep.
Or name that stoner tune. Name that stoner tune would be funny. So, but I think we should have something better than you going da 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 for the number of notes, because first off, I think you'd get it wrong. Second off, I'm not sure if you can carry tune or not.
Oh.
And I don't know. I've never asked. And then number 3, it would probably be a little bit better if we just had, I don't know, we need some guy. Here's what we need. We need Ray Koga with a keyboard. That's what we need. We need somebody with a keyboard who can just play the notes. You know what I mean? Like somebody who knows how to play piano and just can play the notes on a piano, and I'll just plug it into the soundboard. And then that way, they'd have to name it based on that. Because I think that's the way they did the original Name That Tune show. They had a guy at a piano playing the notes. But we should have a prize. So first we got to get a prize, and then we got to do that. So we should do the Name That Marijuana Tune thing. But I think we should call. I don't know. Should we call him Crazy Patrick? Because I'm not sure yet.
I don't know.
He seems like he's sure. Look. This is a guy that's after my own heart with the way he approaches stuff about. I mean, he's passionate. He's running for governor. He's politically engaged. He seems rather smart. But then there's this crazy edge. It's just like me.
Yeah, it's just like you, Steve.
So, because I'm not saying, I'm not insane. I'm just a little bit out there. Would you agree or disagree with that statement? On a scale of 1 to 10, sane being 1 and out there being 10, where do I fall on the sane to out there scale?
I mean, I wouldn't say you're insane, but you're definitely you're pretty far gone out there, man. At least an 8.
Wait, you're saying I'm an 8?
At least.
On the insane scale?
No, I said you're not quite insane.
Oh.
Insanity's a bit too far for you. You're not quite straight jacket restraints.
No. But I would be definitely fall in the so I'm not in the caution category, right? I'm not dangerous.
Not to like public or your own health, no.
Yeah.
No, you're not that crazy.
But you'd say I'm eccentric.
Oh yeah, overly eccentric.
Overly eccentric.
You would annoy a less patient version of me.
A less medicated version of you? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Look, I just want to punch that guy in the nose. Look, he didn't do anything wrong, but I just can't stand him. Just got to give him a whack right there. Make his nose redder and bigger. Remind him that you irritate the piss out of me. All right, so what I think we should do is call, because I'm not sure if, Patrick's like me, I guess. I'm not sure if Patrick's eccentric or if he's off the nutso scale or if he's just a little unusual and comes off weird. But so far, he's hit the bullseye like right square in the middle. Like he hasn't even been in one of the outer rings. Like everything he said has been pretty much right dead in the center. But usually, so when we used to do contests on the radio, and this is prevalent at all radio stations, not just at any radio, like all of them. And I've been to many across the country. We used to call the people who would call up to win the prizes. Some of them, a distinct section of them. Not all of them were in this category, because some were just listeners calling to win prizes. But there were some that were just intent on robbing the station of anything for free.
Oh.
So they would call up every contest. Like 10 entries would be from them, and then there would be like 5 entries from other people.
Damn.
So we called them prize pigs. I
could see that, yeah.
So when we refer to them on the air, it'd be like, oh, that's a prize pig. Don't give it to the prize pig. Give it to one of the other callers. Sarah's a prize pig. Yeah, she last week she won a vacation. She got that Vegas thing going the other day, and then she got the $1,000 jackpot on the morning show.
Screw you, Sarah.
So the radio stations, they have a deal where you can't. They make you sign a statement, like a release form when you pick up your prize, that you can't only win. It's part of their rules of their contest. You can only win once every 30 days or something like that. Whatever the contest rules are. Usually it's once every 30 days. But so I'm not sure if Patrick's in the prize pig category when it comes to being on the edge. So I'll give you an example of what's on the edge for a caller. I used to work at this radio station, and this young teenager would call up and request, and it was just weird. It was just so weird. But he had this, do you know who Jack Wagner is?
Nope.
Oh, God.
Nothing for you, Steve.
Yeah, this is well, it's an obscure name. He used to be a soap opera star that appeared on General Hospital.
Yeah, I don't know why I'd know that.
And he also used to have a top 40 song, and it was called All I Need. And he would call up and request that song. He was just obsessed with this guy. And I just thought it was really weird. And then there was another blind lady. Her name was Beulah. And Beulah would call up and try and talk. She'd do something on the air, and then when you're getting her number and stuff for a prize or whatever she had, Beulah would just try and talk to you like through the next 4 songs on the radio. She'd just want to consume the rest of your whole hour if you let her, because she was just a poor old blind woman that needed somebody to talk to. And I think I even went over to Beulah's house one day. Beulah, the blind lady. She's probably gone by now. This was 30 years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
But I think we should call up Patrick.
If you think that's the best idea.
I think we should call up Patrick and just ask him point blank. Where do you fall on the
somebody who's truly insane would never admit they're insane.
But that's what makes it a great question.
But okay.
So, I mean, look, I wouldn't be offended. Would you answer that question? Where do you fall on the out there to what did I call the first one? Number 1 would be what?
Sane. I'm pretty sure. And then
sane. Number 1 was sane.
Yeah.
And number 10 was out there.
Yeah.
So on the sane to out there scale, I'm not afraid to answer that question. I'm sane, but I slide up the out there scale. I'm not crazy. I'm a little eccentric.
You're really eccentric.
But I'm obsessed with certain things. I'm obsessed with this whole idea that marijuana should be illegal in any way. Right? I mean, that's one of the reasons we do this show. I share this obsession with other people that like this show.
That's real.
So I'm obsessed about that. I'm obsessed about police abuse and misconduct, not for any other reason than my own witnessed eyes viewing it hundreds of times. I'm not talking once. I'm not talking twice. I'm not talking 10 times or 20 times. I'm talking with my own eyes, witnessed it hundreds of times. I'm not exaggerating that. Witnessed abuse of power by police so often that I can no longer sit by and just believe that police are not corrupt in every way.
Yeah, pretty much.
There are people that will argue with me all day long that no, they're not all like that, and most of them aren't like that. And I would agree with them.
I mean, sure. I mean, not a bad apple spoils the bunch. That's just the way that works.
Exactly, because the problem that I have with the guys that aren't like that is they're just as guilty as the guys that are corrupt because they turn a blind eye to it. They're we're all a brotherhood here, right?
That's why we have superiors. I don't know.
Well, yeah, but they still view themselves as a brotherhood, and they would never tell on each other.
I don't blame you guys.
For not telling on each other?
Nope.
Well,
I mean, that's the least you can expect.
No, it's not. Not when the law says something else. Not when your oath of office says something else. Because you do have an oath. When you become a police officer, you're taking an oath. You're swearing to protect and serve. You're swearing that you're going to abide by the law. You're swearing to standards that are higher than that of a normal citizen. You're now an officer of the court.
Yeah, but if you're just going to work and some other jack-off's just, doing everything wrong, I mean, you're going to let your boss handle that. You're just going to keep going.
Well, you're going to let your boss handle it by discovering it on his own, or are you going to say, hey, boss, I saw this going on. It's really not something that we are allowed to tolerate.
I mean, I'm sure that varies from person to person.
Here's what I'm saying. If you're going to go do that to some Joe on the street, you better be willing to do it to somebody else that you work with, because it's your standard of profession that's at question here. You can't go to the guy on the street and make the complaint there if you're not willing to do it to the guy that's working next to you in the same uniform. That's the problem that I have. I'm not saying that I agree that people should rat other people out. What I am agreeing with is that if you have an oath and a standard, it should be everybody's beholden to it. It shouldn't be just because because you have hey, well, that guy works with me and he's a cop too, so hey, I can't turn on another cop. Well, they're not a cop if they're performing a crime, and you know about it. I mean, they're not. They're criminals. So it's still that you're a cop and they're a criminal. They just happen to be a cop too. And it's your job, in my belief, and I think the law's eyes, that you should turn that person in and make the complaint about them too.
You're getting the full melt.
Promotional consideration provided by NoSmell.com, pioneering the storage market for cannabis users. The No-Smell patented bag technology offers users 100% smell-proof detection from even the most sophisticated of noses. NoSmell.com, so nobody knows. When placing your order for a No-Smell bag, make sure to use discount code FULLMELT and take 10% off the entire order. Learn more about No-Smell technology at NoSmell.com. If you missed the last Full Melt show,
you missed a lot.
All right, so there's this idiot reporter out in Grand Rapids today. I saw her on a promo for some show she's doing about kids and drugs, and she's interviewing a policewoman and a prosecutor. Check this out.
These things sound like something that drug addicts would use. Are regular teenagers using butane?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
When you are out there, you're seeing kids are you seeing it younger and younger? Are you seeing it used in homes more frequently? What's actually happening?
Okay, that's a stupid question, you old bat. Can you come up with an original reporter's question? One that somebody can actually answer?
Is it addictive? Is it something that's going to get a kid in trouble? Can people manage their use?
Well, I think that's one of the biggest myths.
Again, I just have to take issue with this. Wood TV in Grand Rapids, this lady needs to study up before she sticks a microphone in an official's face and asks an idiot question. When you need legal help, you don't want to guess at who's standing next to you in court. And when it comes to a medical marijuana defense, it's even smarter to partner with a lawyer before you need one. Based in Royal Oak, David Rudoy has a proven history of not being afraid to take your case all the way to the Supreme Court and win. Find the law offices of Rudoy Law
at RudoyLaw.com.
RudoyLaw.com is a quick reference on your rights concerning Michigan medical marijuana
and up-to-date news.
That's RUDOI Law.com. Call 248-935-9074 now and talk about your legal needs, because at RudoyLaw.com, we don't just stand up for you, we stand up with you. Hey, it's Steve Green for the Sweet Leaf in Flint, because now getting safe access to medical cannabis patients in Flint, Michigan is never more welcoming. Presenting the Sweet Leaf, a brand new patient experience, bringing 12 carefully selected caregivers housed in 9 separate offices to distinctly assist you with their knowledge and reputation for excellent patient care. Classes and training coming soon in the large community room. Check it out in person, 400 South Door Highway, or call 810-259-2571. The Sweet Leaf Center in Flint, 810-259-2571.
Young students are our future. They're eager to learn, eager to succeed, eager to make the world a better place. And they want to make it to school safely. Share the road, take care when passing, and always leave 3 feet between you and people on bikes. Bikes are legal road vehicles. We're all drivers.
It's the Full Melt Radio Show. Wow. All right, so, Matt, I was saying before that there was a raid that I filmed today. I didn't say it on the air yet, but I think I told Mad off the air that I filmed a raid today.
Yeah, we were talking about it.
I was running down to get the mail, and out of nowhere comes the police. And before, because, there's been some weirdness going along with the police pulling over people on private property, which in Michigan you're not allowed to do, pretty much. There's no court jurisdiction for traffic law on private property. It's like pulling over, in Michigan, it's like pulling over a farm tractor. You really can't do it. So the roads here are all private, and it's private land. So I take issue with the police pulling people over on private property for, Also, in Michigan, the lowest enforceable speed limit is 25 miles per hour. Now, the park speed limit here is 15. So it's difficult for the police to write a ticket and have it stick anyways, because even if you're exceeding the park speed limit, the lowest enforceable speed limit is 25. So it's just weird that they would. I think it's overreaching I think it's the park's issue. It's the place where I live's issue to pull those people over or to write them up and to evict them if they're not obeying by the rules of the community, which include obeying speed signs and stop signs. So I was filming because I thought the police were gonna pull this guy over, which I filmed before. I filmed him. Some guy ran a stop sign or didn't stop all the way, so they pulled him over. And so I just did the citizen filming thing. I'm like, all right, there's a police encounter. I'm going to film it. And so I did the same thing today. But when I got around the corner, because I saw the guy run the stop sign, I'm like, oh, that cop's going to pull him over. I'm going to go film it. So the cop turned around the corner, but the guy that ran the stop sign was also a cop. He was just in his own personal unmarked vehicle, and they were about to conduct a raid. So when I got around the corner and I saw the one sheriff's vehicle, and it wasn't even our county sheriff. It was a sheriff from an adjacent county. And so as it turns out, it was like a raid team, like a multi-jurisdictional task force team. And I wanted to originally call Sharmy about this, but I didn't get a chance. Anyways, so I'm filming them, and the park manager came over, and she's like, "Oh, you don't have any reason to be taking pictures here?" And I didn't know it was the park manager. She was in her car, and she just rolled the window down, and I didn't even look. I just heard somebody yelling at me that, "Hey, you don't have any reason to be taking pictures." And I'm like, I just kind of ignored her at first, and then she said it again. And I said, yes, I do. And she goes, "What's your reason? What's your reason?" And I'm like, because I live here, and there's something going on, and I decided to film it. I don't really need a reason. And I said, "Good day." And then I said, she started to say something else, and I said, "Goodbye." And then she got out of her car, and I noticed it was the park manager. And I'm like, oh. So she walks over and says something to one of the cops, and then marches back to her car. And she says, I was like, "Look, I'm just standing here on the sidewalk filming in public." I'm like, because there's an incident going down, and that's what I do. I'm like, I'm just live streaming this. I'm not breaking any park rules. And she's like, "I'll see you in court," and gets in her car and slams her car door and runs away. And then when I went to approach her later, she was still angry and didn't want to talk to me and threatened to call the police if I didn't get out of her office, which I wasn't in her office. I was in the park office. Anyways, so before we get off the air, I wanted to talk to our friend Patrick. Patrick, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Did you hear the story about the raid?
Yeah, I heard that. That's crazy.
Well, I think the inside word is that the house that they were raiding, they just moved in, and the word that I got from the people on the street is that those people are they think they're heroin dealers over there.
Okay.
So I don't know what's going on, but that's part of what I do. I film police encounters. So if I see a police encounter and I happen to be in a position to film it, I film. I just think it's the smart, right thing to do given recent events.
Yes, I agree with you. Since I don't think Michigan has a law that says that you can't stop them from videotaping them.
Well, and I don't think they should have a law. I think that your federal rights allow you if you're in public to somebody has the right to film you.
Damn right. I agree.
If you're out there and if you don't want to be filmed, don't go outside.
That's right.
So I was just a little.
I mean, if they say that there's people mad down in the United States and other states about if a guy can go underneath the girl's dress and take a picture, why is it we can't take pictures and videotape the police then?
Well, no, and the answer to that question is it's against the law to use an electronic device to take pictures secretly of somebody's private parts.
I know that, but I'm just saying down in other states they're saying there's no law that forbids that from happening, and I'm like, but there's laws that forbid you from videotaping the police, and it's like, why is there such a contradiction in? Oh,
they have law. What you're saying is they have laws like that say you can't film the police.
Right, I know that's crazy.
No, I'm asking you because I was not aware of any.
No, there are laws that forbid people in states that you cannot take pictures or videotape the police.
Oh, that's so much garbage.
I know here in Michigan you can do that. There's no law that forbids you from taking pictures or videotaping the police.
I think such a law would be unconstitutional. The police are public servants. They're out in public, in full public view. I can take pictures of you.
Of course, and that's my belief too. I mean, here you're a public official. Why can't we take, or you're acting in the capacity of a police officer, which is working for the public, you should be able to take pictures of that individual.
I also think that if you're within eye shot and have the ability to see it, that you have the right to record it.
Yes, I do. I believe that too. So, now, I could understand if you were taking, you had a video camera and you were video recording an act of an illegal crime, and the police had to confiscate your camera because there was evidence. I understand that.
No. That's a bullshit thing too, Patrick. Here's why.
It is.
Here's why. I'll tell you why. Because that image is, or that video is movable. You can take it off the device. They don't need to confiscate it from you.
Right. That's true too. They don't need to take the video camera, but I understand why they would need it to review it for evidence.
I don't
download the pictures down onto something else, and you can keep your camera and your SD card. But for them to just take your personal property without your personal consent, I think is unlawful.
Well, I think it is unlawful. I think they would need a warrant.
Yes, they would need more than just a warrant.
No, they would. They would need a warrant. They would need a warrant because it's your private recording. And so if they wanted to, and now as long as in my instance, like if they wanted to take the footage that I was filming of them doing the raid, they could have gotten it from me with a warrant. They have probable cause to believe that I have footage that they wanted. They could get a warrant and take my phone and get that stuff off the phone and return my phone.
There is a little bit more involved in issuing out a warrant.
Okay, I don't want to get into all that. But what I wanted to do is we need a stunt guy here on the show. So I'm not sure if you would fit that bill or not, because the stunt guy's position would have to be like, first off, they probably couldn't just be an ordinary Joe or Jane, because a stunt guy thing really needs somebody with some cojones. You know what I mean? It's somebody with a little bit of willingness to do something that normal people wouldn't do, which fits my bill. Normal people wouldn't be willing to do what I do to do this radio show every day.
Right.
Normal people wouldn't. It's too taxing. There's way too much work and coordination to get a show like this on the air every day. So most people wouldn't do that. So I already stand in that category. What we wanted to know was, do you stand in that category?
Oh, I definitely stand in the category that you stand in because I'm determined.
Right, me too. Determination.
I never give up. I keep going and going and going. I don't care. You can try to beat me down, and I'm going to get back up.
Determination and
after
grit.
you.
Yeah. So I feel the same way. So I described myself. Well, actually, I asked my friend Mad Blaster if indeed he could rate me on a scale of sane to out there. And so he registered me as an 8 on the scale of sane to out there.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask him. Well, would you want to rate Patrick, or do you want Patrick to rate himself?
I think Patrick should go first.
So Patrick, if you were to rate yourself, how would you rate yourself from 1 to 10? 1 being sane and 10 being out there. Where would you fall on the scale?
I will be honest with you, I probably am a 10 because I am completely out there and because, well, when you're out there, you really actually see everything and you got an open mind to everything, so everybody else thinks you're crazy.
Winner, chicken dinner. That's what I got to say.
Right.
All right, so I get you. I got what you're saying. So you would be a perfect stunt guy for this show. So what I was suggesting was, we were watching a video the other day, and I got an idea from the video. And I think one cool thing that a stunt guy might do would be to put on a tie-dye shirt and maybe like a fisherman's hat, and I don't know, maybe even go to a makeup artist and get a nice long ZZ Top beard, and go into the pharmacy and ask them for medical marijuana.
Right.
Just play it up good. Just go in there and with the mic rolling and just say, hey, can I help you? Be like, yeah. I want some. I'm here with a prescription. Sure. Okay. You could step down to the drop-off box. I just think it would be funny. And how that played out would be hilarious. Listen, Patrick, I'm going to talk to you off the air. We're going to size you up for stunt guy and see if that works for you or not. Until tomorrow, I'm Steve.
And I'm the Mad Blaster.
We'll see you tomorrow on The Full Melt Show. Hang on.
The Full Melt Show is a production of TFM Media.